workshop. And Dr. Andreas Toupadakis is going to be giving his presentation today. He's been teaching stairs for 5 years, general chemistry, physical chemistry as well. So he's going to provide you with some insightful data on how to obtain positive recommendation, and hopefully what you can gain from it is basically how to be a good student. You'll pick up some stuff like that, hopefully, so maybe not. But here's a good introduction for him.
Good afternoon. As you heard, this is the 4th time. Back forth, right? I think we're doing okay. Like you heard, I have worked in different places, industry, doctoring in national labs, Los Alamos and Royal Delaware. I've taught about 15 years in different places. I think I have some good experiences that I can share with you and some insights, right? And I think you will find them useful for the process of asking for a recommendation letter and in general to succeed in college or after college, because I know there are people here that they're already in college right now. There are some people that are already graduated, right? So let me ask this question. Why are you here now? Why did you come for this workshop? I want 2 or 3 volunteers to tell me what do you want to hear from this workshop? What do you want to get out of this workshop? Yes?
How to approach a faculty member for a letter of recommendation.
Good. See, same question. That looks like to be a question that a lot of people have. How to approach a professor to ask for a recommendation letter. How to approach. Okay?
You want to also, you can also know the professor, but you want to also tell them that, hey, this is what I'm doing, so they can know you better, and they can say something about you when they write that letter.
Right. So both of these 2 questions basically telling us, let's talk about how we can build a relationship, if possible, an intimate relationship between teacher and student. The teacher to know the student, the student to know the teacher. How do we do that? What kind of ways we are looking at to be able to take advantage of circumstances or whatever to start building up that relationship. I saw quite a few hands. Let me see another hand. Somebody else wanted to ask a question.
I'm not sure what you said.
Well, that's good. We are in the same wavelength.
I'm people about that.
Well, the teacher's getting ready to write.
Are you one of my students?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
When the teacher's getting ready to write the letter of recommendation, like what kind of material would be really helpful to give them?
Right. We're going to talk that at the end of the session. We're going to go into that. Good. What kind of materials you will need to provide, right? And I would say from now, it would be good that you have already basically provide all these things during that intimate relationship. But of course, formally at the end, you need to put a folder in his hands or her hands to have the information that he or she needs to write a recommendation letter. Yes, you need that formality too. Another question. So quite a few hands. Yes.
Also, I know, how do you pick that which teacher you want to like? Is how much does the subject depend? What kind of subject you taught you, how or she taught you? How much does that matter in picking up a teacher?
Really, the subject doesn't matter. What matters is that that person will be able to feel comfortable to write about you because knows you about your skills and abilities. Who cares about the subject?
I think what he means is like, when you apply for med school,
yes.
Would med school look at a chemistry professor's recommendation, would they were graded higher than a physics professor recommendation?
Oh.
Like that.
Or maybe
I don't think that would make a difference.
That would make a difference.
Maybe an
Right.
English professor.
I think it has nothing to do with the subject, it has to do with personality.
Exactly.
That's what I would say.
So say I have a very good relationship with my English teacher.
Right.
I'm applying to med school.
Okay.
I take one letter of recommendation from my English teacher.
Yes. Of course, why not?
That's not the good
If that person knows you, and you know that person, and that person feels comfortable about your abilities and skills, it doesn't matter. It's English, physics, mathematics professor, who cares? Medical professor, it doesn't matter. One more question? what does the committee, admissions committee that are looking at your application will be looking at? Here's the form I have, and I'm going to read to you what they're looking for, right? So, in what capacity have you been associated with a student? Instructor, lecture, laboratory, seminar, what? Academic advisor, socially, not acquainted, other. How well do you know the applicant? Very well, fairly well, slightly. How long have you known the applicant? Please complete the following table, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? Excellent, good, average, poor, unacceptable, no basis to judge. This is the things that we have. Motivation for medical school. Or anything else, doesn't have to be medical school, right? Which means genuineness and depth of commitment. Second, maturity, which means personal development, ability to cope with life situations. Third, emotional stability, which means performance under pressure, mood stability, consistency and ability to relate to others, acceptance of criticism. Fourth, interpersonal relations, ability to get along with others, rapport, cooperation, attitude towards supervision. Empathy, sensitivity to needs of others, consideration, tact, judgment, ability to analyze a problem, common sense, decisiveness, resourcefulness, originality, in other words, skilled management of available resources. Work habits and industry, consciousness, following through, perseverance, self-discipline, initiative, communication skills, assertiveness, capacity to achieve with awareness of own strengths and weaknesses. Believe it or not, personal appearance, cleanliness, grooming. Now you might be laughing about that, like I was actually not laughing, getting mad when I was a graduate student, having to go in the bathroom and change my blue jeans. I was a chemist, synthetic chemist, you know, putting my tie in my suit, you know, 5-6 times a day to see the interviewers. I hated to do it. But I said, you know what, I better go with the flow. Even though I don't understand what's going on here, I better go with the flow. And then I would see some graduate students, you know, with a blue jean, the holes here, just go and have the interview with this kind of dirty clothes and, you know, ugly looking. According to the system. You want to be employed by the system? You better go and find out what the system wants from you. Otherwise you will not get what you want. That's the way it is. And I was thinking, why did you want to do that? Well, it took me many years after, when I was employed in Los Alamos National Laboratory, Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, Dow Corning, permanent jobs, and I had posts that I would employ other people, put my signature down if we get this guy or not, that I understood what that meant. Oh, you don't want to put the tie and you want to go with the blue jean? That means you are really, really, most likely a rebellious spirit. You want to do your own thing. And when you come here, it will be a teamwork. You will have to be a member of the team, just a member of the team for it, believe it or not. And if you want to grow and become a big guy in the corporation, you will not do it by just rebelling. You will have to accept what the corporation has come up with is the best, and if you want to move on and change it, we will figure out if that's right or not, and we'll put our signature down if you want to do it. But you will not do it by just because you want to do it by yourself. That shows character, that shows discipline, that shows obedience, respect, a lot of things. Okay? And they see it immediately. Now, if you want to be by yourself, go and do your own bank. Go and do your own corporation, your own industry. There are some people that do that. But how many people of us can do that? And they don't need the system. Okay? So you've got to be wise and smart. How are you going to get where you want to do? Because you might be a good person, you might be smart, and if you don't follow the rules of the system, then you will not have a position tomorrow somewhere there to be useful to other people and enjoy what you're doing, what you want to do, right? So you got to be smart to really achieve what you want to do, not just being a good student and have 4.0. That's not the only thing. It's not necessarily 4.0 to enter medical school, you know that, okay? There's other things that they're looking at, and in any other kind of school, right?